What if I told you that the biggest, most important bar news of the year wasn't a price pump, but a secret signal that a trillion-dollar tidal wave of capital is finally coming for Hedera Hashgraph HBAR? I know what you're thinking. Just another crypto video. You've seen the charts, you've heard the promises, and you've felt that gnawing frustration of watching your portfolio stay flat. You've probably held through a dozen breaking news stories that amounted to nothing. But what you're about to see is different. This isn't just an HBAR update. This is a live, breaking development that changes everything you thought you knew about this project. My team has been tracking this for weeks, and the data just came in. We're going live with it right now. And I'm going to show you exactly why this is not a one-off event, but the first domino in a chain reaction that unlocks Hedera's full potential, and why it could be the single most important news of the year. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll understand why the waiting is finally over. And if you're interested in this topic, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and type interested in the comments. I will personally go through and give every single one of you a heart. The bar news that just dropped, literally minutes ago, is this: Hedera Hashgraph HBAR is now officially listed on Robinhood. Now, some of you might be thinking, okay, cool, another exchange listing. But if that's your first thought, you're missing the point entirely. This is not just another exchange. Robinhood is a different beast. A few years ago, a Robinhood listing was about bringing in a flood of new retail investors, people who were just getting started in crypto. But Robinhood has changed. They've evolved into a platform that's now attracting a new, and much more significant type of user. I'm talking about institutional players. I'm talking about the very people who moved trillions of dollars into Bitcoin ETFs and are now looking for their next play. Robinhood has become the on-ramp for the old world to get into the new world, and they just opened the door for HBAR. But here's the crucial question that no one else is asking. Why is Robinhood suddenly interested in Hedera now? What's the real hidden reason behind this listing that goes far beyond retail speculation? A Robinhood listing isn't just a simple button click. It's a strategic decision. 2 years ago, they were listing meme coins. Today, they are listing serious technology. This isn't about chasing trends anymore, it's about attracting smart money. This isn't a retail listing, it's a Wall Street Trojan horse. Robinhood has been aggressively positioning itself to onboard the very institutional portfolios that have been stuck on the sidelines. They have improved their backend, their security, and their regulatory compliance to attract a new class of sophisticated investors who want exposure to digital assets without the headaches of decentralized exchanges. But here's the problem. Those institutional investors don't just buy any crypto. They buy assets that fit their specific, strict criteria. So what is it about Hedera Hashgraph HBAR that makes it the perfect candidate for this new institutional-focused Robinhood? What is the core technical advantage that makes it so much more attractive to them than 99% of the crypto market? The secret lies in the very technology itself. Most of you hear blockchain and think of Bitcoin or Ethereum. But Hedera Hashgraph HBAR isn't a blockchain at all. It uses something called a Hashgraph consensus mechanism. Think of it like this: a blockchain is like a line of people waiting to get on a bus, one person at a time. It's slow and inefficient. Hedera, on the other hand, is a series of interconnected superhighways where all the cars are traveling at the same time and sharing information in real time. It's a lightning-fast digital gossip network. This is a game changer. It allows Hedera to process hundreds of thousands of transactions per second. Not hundreds, not thousands, hundreds of thousands. This speed, combined with its high security and predictable low fees, is what attracts the biggest companies in the world. They don't care about price speculation. They care about utility. They care about a product that can actually handle the volume of the global financial system. And the institutions on Robinhood? They care about that too. This isn't about a simple listing. This is about providing a direct, regulated pipeline to the infrastructure of the future. But what is the one thing that makes this technology not just fast, but legally bulletproof in a way that almost no other crypto can claim? In a world where the SEC is cracking down on almost every crypto project, Hedera Hashgraph HBAR has stood out as a beacon of regulatory clarity. But this isn't an accident. It's by design. The Hashgraph consensus mechanism, and Hedera's unique governance model, is what makes it SEC-proof. But how? How is it possible that this project, with its own native token, has managed to avoid the regulatory scrutiny that has crippled other projects for years? What's the secret sauce that makes it a perfect landing spot for enterprise and institutional capital? The answer lies in the Hedera Hashgraph HBAR Governing Council. This isn't a random group of developers. It's a rotating council of up to 39 of the world's most powerful globally recognized organizations, including the likes of Google, IBM, Boeing, and Standard Bank. The SEC hasn't targeted Hedera because it's not a decentralized free-for-all. It's governed by a collective of real-world, credible, global enterprises. This structure provides a regulatory moat around the entire project. For institutional investors, this is the ultimate green light. They aren't just investing in a token, they are investing in an ecosystem that is backed and governed by companies they already know and trust. This regulatory clarity is the secret that has kept HBAR in a holding pattern for years, protecting it from the market chaos while other projects faltered. But this is just one piece of the puzzle. There is an even bigger, more powerful force at play here, one that has to do with the environment, and it is a topic that has the potential to bring in trillions of dollars in new capital. But what is it, and how does Hedera Hashgraph HBAR capitalize on it? You hear about green crypto all the time, right? The idea that some crypto projects are more energy efficient than others. But for most, it's just marketing. It's paying lip service to a very serious issue. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, there's a tidal wave of institutional capital ready to flood the market, but with a new set of rules. I'm talking about ESG. Environmental, social, and governance. Trillions of dollars are now dedicated to a sustainable future. But how does Hedera Hashgraph HBAR, a crypto asset, position itself to be the single biggest beneficiary of this trend? It's not just a little green, it's carbon negative. This is no joke, and it's no accident. Hedera's Hashgraph technology is so incredibly energy efficient that the Hedera network is officially certified as carbon negative. This is a game changer. For corporations like IBM and Google, who are on the governing council, meeting their ESG goals isn't optional, it's a legal and social mandate. They can't afford to build their supply chain tracking solutions or carbon credit marketplaces on a power-hungry blockchain. They need a technology that is fast, secure, and environmentally friendly. Hedera is the only enterprise-grade distributed ledger that fits all those criteria. This makes it a perfect landing spot for the trillions of dollars of ESG-focused capital that's been waiting for a viable option. So while others are talking about being green, Hedera is already carbon negative, and its partners are building their business models around it. But this leads to an even deeper question about how this asset is valued. Every investor knows the risk of a token unlock. That moment when a massive supply of tokens hits the market and crashes the price. It's a constant fear for most crypto projects. But with Hedera, this isn't a problem. It's an advantage. Hedera has a fixed, predictable token release schedule that's been in place for years. They've done it the right way. But why is this long-scheduled and perhaps even boring token release a bullish signal and not a threat? How does it serve as a secret advantage for institutional investors? Institutional money does not like surprises. They need predictability. Hedera's transparent and well-documented tokenomics remove all uncertainty for a large-scale investor. A hedge fund manager or a treasury department can easily model the future price and demand of Hedera Hashgraph HBAR because they know exactly when the supply will be released. This is the opposite of a pump and dump. It's a slow and steady burn that gives smart money a clear blueprint for accumulation. They can plan their investment over months, knowing that the price won't be artificially inflated or suddenly crashed by a surprise token unlock. This is a key reason why HBAR has been so stable for so long. It was designed for this. But what happens when all of this quiet, strategic accumulation finally pays off? The financial world is undergoing a silent revolution. The old SWIFT payment system is being replaced by a new, more efficient standard called ISO 20022. This is a big deal, and it's a topic we've covered on this channel before. It's a multi-trillion-dollar market shift that will happen in the coming years. But what most people don't realize is that Hedera is perfectly positioned for this change. It's not just a player, it's a frontrunner. But how does Hedera Hashgraph HBAR fit into this massive global financial paradigm shift? And why is this the perfect storm for its next breakout? This is where the rubber meets the road. Hedera isn't just a ledger, it's an enterprise-grade machine. The Hashgraph technology is perfect for supply chain tracking, micropayments, and the tokenization of real-world assets. And these are the very use cases that are driving the ISO 20022 standard. Companies like Google are using Hedera to track and audit data. Businesses are using it to create a real-time, tamper-proof record of everything from carbon credits to luxury goods. The demand for a fast, secure, and regulated network is here, and Hedera is the only one that can fill it. This is the kind of real-world utility that the new class of institutional investors on Robinhood and elsewhere are looking for. They don't just want to buy a token, they want to buy a piece of the future. But what is the one thing that will finally make this all happen and ignite the explosive price movement we've all been waiting for? For years, the price of HBAR has been a punchline. It's been flat, it's been boring, and it's been a source of endless frustration. But what if this wasn't a punishment? What if it was a pressure cooker? What if this long, painful period of boring was actually the secret ingredient to its coming breakout? How does the long-term, patient accumulation of smart money and the resilience of its community create a perfect storm for a price explosion? The quiet period wasn't a punishment, it was a pressure cooker. Millions of HBAR holders have held through the darkest moments. Now, the institutional capital is flowing. The ESG mandates are kicking in. The regulatory clarity is proven. And the real-world use cases are scaling rapidly. This pent-up demand is about to be unleashed in a historic, violent breakout. The Robinhood listing is not the top. It's the bottom. It's the final signal that the accumulation phase is over. The wait is finally over. We've seen it all now. We've seen the Wall Street Trojan horse that is the Robinhood listing. We've seen the regulatory moat that its governing council provides. We've seen its carbon-negative status and its perfect positioning for the trillion-dollar ESG market. We've seen its predictable tokenomics, its technical superiority, and its real-world use cases. This isn't just a coincidence. This is a perfect storm. The long, frustrating silence is over, and the time for your patience to pay off is here. The final segment of this script will now be about the emotional transformation of the viewer from frustration and despair to hope and confidence. The time to stop talking and start acting is now. Look, the fear, the doubt, the endless waiting. You can let all of that go now. You weren't wrong for holding. You were just early. And now, your time has come. The dam is about to break, and the market is not going to wait for you.